What's up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodzy, and this is your sports show for Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. This is all brought to you by Hobby Habit right here in LeGrand. Go check them out, man. Everything from Traxxas RC cars to Legos, board games, STEM supplies, they got it all. Hobby Habit, 411 First Street in LeGrand, just for the fun of it. EOU Volleyball is at home tonight against College of Idaho. They're playing their travel partner. This is a huge game. College of Idaho's coming off of a week where they were named the CCC Team of the Week, and EOU Volleyball is 21-1. They had a redemption win on Saturday, one on Friday, swept Northwest. They're playing really good right now, so get up there. Queen Coliseum, 7 p.m. tonight, and support these ladies. EOU football, man, homecoming this weekend. They lost a heartbreaker to Carroll. Carroll was number 6 in the country. This is a high-quality team. EOU led through 3.5 quarters and just couldn't hold on. Here's EOU head football coach Tim Camp.
What's up, Dodzy? Fired up, ready to go, man. Got a little bye-week action going on. Got a big Mountie Bowl coming up on Wednesday. Going to get a chance to see probably, I would say, 60 Mountaineers play some football up here in a kind of a big blowout, so I can get some guys on film so I can continue to evaluate them.
Oh, so that happens this Wednesday.
Yeah, so we're gonna. It's during our practice, but we've been kind of prepping for it. We've been repping a lot of guys during each week, getting scrimmage type of opportunities. But I'm going to make a big deal about it. There's some kids that obviously don't get to play, right? So I want to make sure it's a big deal, kind of going into this bye week where we kind of call it the Mountie Bowl. I'll have some. You know, everybody can coach better than Tim Camp, so I'll bring some players in and they'll call some stuff, and so it's pretty fun, right? So just trying to create something, but I think at the end of the day, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to have some film to be able to watch these guys, so I can say, hey, you need to get better at X, Y, and Z, or hey, you know what? Hey, this is where we're at, right? We haven't really made the progress that I need to make, and this is still where you're at, right? So it's really good that way, because then the kids get an opportunity to see themselves running our offense or our defense in live situations. Yeah.
Homecoming this past Saturday.
Let's go. What a great homecoming it was. Had a great time.
Let's talk about the final score, 14-6.
Yep.
We'll talk about the first half where I would say outside of not scoring in the red zone like we should have, we dominated the first half.
Yeah, that without a doubt. But at the end of the day, as you go down and break this down, if I'm sitting in the stands, it's like, oh, here we go again. But if you actually are a professional and you look at it in detail, yeah, we should have scored both times in the red zone. We were down there 3 times. The one, hey, you know what? Credit them. They held me to a field goal. I'm fine with that, right? But at the same time, there's some things that we've been working on, right? That are true touchdowns, right? We got to get in. I mean, I'm thinking of 2 right off the top of my head that were right down there. Again, credit Carroll College. We didn't execute offensively. I wanted to make it a dogfight, as far as making sure that I was kicking the field goals when I needed to kick them. And because I knew our defense, I knew Carroll was going to struggle against our defense, right? So I wanted to turn it into a special teams game, a special forces game, and we were winning the battle of field position with these guys. But at the end of the day, you're absolutely correct. And where you're inside the 1-yard line, 1st and goal, let's go score, right? Hey, you're down inside the 10. Hey, we got a great play call, right? Got everybody, and all of a sudden, you fumble it out the back of the end zone. And that's just reps. That's me working with that player, showing him exactly how to carry the ball and doing the things that he needs to do on a daily basis. And we could have been better in all aspects right there. But that first half truly was something that I thought we had them dialed up, and we didn't execute and do the things. The outcome wasn't what I wanted, obviously, but I do know big strides have been made, right? And you take a team that comes in here. I watch a lot of film. I rank these guys as the National Raider. I know what they are, and I know what we are too, right? But at the end of the day, the way our kids fought and the way that our kids competed and the way that they handle themselves, I thought that some strides have been made.
Yeah, I don't like, normally a loss isn't much of a confidence
That
builder,
sucks. No, it sucks.
but I think this did build some confidence for these
Well,
guys.
I think as you look, you play a tough Rocky Mountain team and have an opportunity at the end, right? That's when it really started to build, right? That's where they said, well, shoot, you know what? These guys just were up on Carroll 20-0. These guys they just beat the Dickinson State, which was whatever in the country, and us to have an opportunity. We're not in it for closeness. We're in it to win, right? Yeah. And I want everybody in Mountie Nation to know that, right? I want everybody in LeGrand to know that, right? We do this because this is our passion, and this is an opportunity to go out there and win football games, right? But at the same time, to be able to say, hey, we need to do this, and this consistently. I don't waver on things. We are who we are. I am who I am on a daily basis, right? I get here at 6 a.m. I leave here at 10:30, 11 at night, right? That's what a college football coach does, right? And we're going to continue to push these kids every single day until they say they don't want no more, right? That's not going to happen. I promise you that. These kids are buying in. They're on the juice. They're on the Kool-Aid, so to speak. And that's the progress, right? If you go in there and you say, oh well, hey, it's this year, same old Mounties. Hey, that's what you're going to get. All right. Hey, cups always half full with me. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. And again, the next best game is the next opportunity, College of Idaho. What a great opportunity that is for us, right? So again, it's that's not the outcome that I wanted by any means, but I could always find some good things, and I can always point out the negative things, and I can always find things that we all have to work on every single day.
Yeah, the red zone struggles in the first half, especially. The funny thing is my boss, he's not a big football guy per se, but he asked me, he's like, well, like on that play where the guy fumbled out of the end zone, I said that's just a simple repetition thing. That's a tackle catching the ball. He doesn't run with the football.
We've been working on this and doing things, and I mean, hey, what a great, everything hit the way it was supposed to hit. Awesome call, awesome opportunity from the 7-yard line. I had a lead blocker out in front of him.
Definitely
didn't block anybody, and I mean, but had the pinpoint on who he was going to, just couldn't get there, right? And then at the end of the day, just like I talked to the player, he's like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should have put you in a situation where you had to meet somebody at the goal line a couple times. Every time that I've run that play, it's been a walk-in, right? Yeah. The kid redirected, he redirected. Great on him. He wasn't trying to strip the ball. He was just trying to take the legs out, right? So again, there's some things that we could have done better, but great call. Great opportunity to go score and go up 7-0 on a top 10 team.
Yeah, I think if we score one of those 2 times deep in the red zone, I think we win. Without a doubt. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, though. I think it's 17-0 at half is what I think, right? But what I don't get paid to think. I get paid to produce, right? So that's going to be that's the biggest thing for me, is to make sure that we continue to put our kids scheme wise, right? Everybody knows college football, but to put people in position scheme wise to go make their play, win your one-on-one. That's what we talk about, winning your one-on-one. And we actually had 2-on-1. All right. So it didn't work out. Well, the big picture though, I mean, the reality of it is that's a guy that's just not used to having a football in his hands.
Yeah. Right? I mean, but hey, we're both bigs.
I would have loved it.
I want that ball in my hand. I want to go get that. I mean, I'm the glory. It's awesome. We call it turducken for a reason, man. It's a great one, right? But at the same time, it's the ability to put yourself in a position to be able to go be successful, and we will do it again. I got other things in the back pocket ready to roll, right? But it's fun for homecoming. We had so many great alumni come back. I wanted to. You always have to pull some tricks out of the bag, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of them. The onside kick, that's the other one. Hey, I wanted everybody in the stands to know that, hey, well, we're going to win this thing. And I told you that the week before. The intention, and as you're sitting watching in the stands, is we're going to take every shot that we got, right? And we're going to make sure that we put ourselves in a position to win. And still, late. I mean, through 3.5 quarters, guess what? The good guys were winning, right? We just had. It could have been by a larger margin, right? Again, we got to make our play. I got to do a better job in aspects of managing, but at the same time, I feel like we were in a good spot, right? Kind of, we talked about it earlier, should I went for it on 4th and 1 down there? Looking back on it, I could go either way, but I knew our defense was strong. I knew that the explosive plays by the opposing team wasn't really there. So I wanted to play the punt game with them. I wanted to go back and forth and win it. And boy, did we win the special teams game versus them? Did we win the defensive side of the battle with them, right? Did we win the 4th phase on the sideline? Our crowd, thank you guys so much. Our crowd, our younger players who don't get to play much, they had the place going, right? Yeah. So again, that stuff's exciting, because now you can see that there are truly people that still are invested, who are bought in, and who do support, and do support the right way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we won the offensive battle too. If you look at yardage, I mean, we had more yards. Yeah,
you look at
we
all
held
that,
them to like 63 yards passing or something like that. They ran for almost 200. But I mean, our passing game in the first half looked really good.
Well, if people would like, if like, this is a brand new offense, right? And believe me, I don't need to pass for 260 to be successful, right? But I do like the 200 and 200 rushing. That's 400 yards, right? I mean, everybody can do that. But to be able to set up the big explosives, right? You got to be able to run the ball, right? And that's the focus point, is to be able to make sure, again, we have enough run game where those backers are supporting the run. Now you got voids in the middle. Now you got your one-on-ones, right? I mean, we had some great catches down the field. Jonah had some really good catches. Walker had a great catch over the middle, right? We had some pin pull on the offensive line that looked great, right? We just need to be able to see the hole a little bit faster. So there's stuff there, and that's why this offense is so much more dynamic than what we've ran in the past. It's just a process to get to it, right? So it's like you fix this, right? And then you got to leak over here, and then you got to leak over here. I got to fix the leaks, right? We got to fix the leaks so we can solidify and be able to say, hey, you know what? We're back into that being, everybody's used to being the number 1, number 2 offense in the conference, the top 10 offense, right? Well, there's work to do, but we will get there, without a doubt. I believe in what we're doing.
So outside of the red zone issues, would you say the big thing, the thing to work on this week is the running game?
Yeah, I think not getting behind the sticks and being ahead, so the play calling is a lot easier. You know what I mean? And be able to continue to keep the defense off the field. It's bigger than just watching an offensive set, Dodsey, and be able to go, oh well, hey, this is what they're doing. 3 and out, right? We're protecting our defense too. You know what I mean? Be able to control the clock, being able to control the ball, and usually when you're throwing the ball as much as we have. Right. I mean, yeah, there's going to be things open, but there's certain times where people start sitting back playing on you. They're playing pass coverage in different downs and situations. Right. I don't want them playing pass coverage on first down. I want them, knowing that, Eastern Oregon's a physical, Eastern Oregon gritty run team who are gonna make things ugly for a while. Right. And that's when the big plays start happening, So there's some things that we probably could have done a little bit better, trying to get the ball spit out on the perimeter against these guys, to open up some inside run stuff. They were loaded in the box, so I think that's kind of another reason why we were throwing the ball a little bit. They were pressuring every play,
Every play.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how the offensive line played, right? I graded them all out. I mean, I have one guy in the 70s and everything else was in the 60s. I grade hard, right? But at the same time, to watch how they stood up and they protected for the most part, was progress, right?
No,
But
we only gave up 2 sacks.
to be able to do that, you got to be able to get the run going a little bit more, right? And I think that that's one of the focus points. You're exactly right. Whether it be, to build and add to our formations or build and add to the playbook. I mean, quite frankly, we got about 50% of our playbook in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot more coming, but to be able to continue to put in stuff is not the answer. A wise guy once told me, "Hey, when you're winning, add. When you're not winning, take out. What are you good at, right? What can you get better at?" Well, hey, we're a stretch team. That's what I want to be. We're an inside zone team, and we're not where we need to be right now doing those things. Now, if we're a 5-step drop team, I like it. All right. If we're a quick game team, I like it. Right. But at the same time, you got to be able to marry those things up, and you got to marry them together, right? To be able to put a complete offense out on the field.
Yeah. One of the things I noticed too is like the tweak in the rotation when it comes to running. This week we saw a lot of Parker Brody back to back, when in previous weeks it's been kind of AP.
Well, quite frankly, I'm tired of turning the ball over, right?
Yeah,
and quite frankly, I'm gonna play the hot hand. We're gonna put the guys in the ball game that are gonna take care of the ball. I mean, right. you could be the best, running back in the country, but if you don't come out of the pile with the ball, you're not playing. I mean, that's bottom line, right? And that's reality. That happens every place. It's not like, I mean, we're deep at running back. It's not like, oh, well, we got to run this guy. Hey, if you don't take care of the ball, you're not playing. Bottom line.
Which makes sense. I mean, 100%.
Yeah, right. To me, you, and everybody else, right? I hope.
So we're looking at a bye week.
Let's go.
And so, what are we doing to prepare for arguably the best offensive player in the conference?
He's pretty good. He's pretty special.
He's pretty good.
A career day against the Northern Lights, right? Well, we'll have some things for them. I know that, right? The big thing is to be able to, the stage is not going to be too big for this Mountaineer team. Understand that, right? The stage is set for us to go and do what we do, right? And again, you're probably going to see some pressure, probably going to see some man-to-man. You're probably going to see some zone. You're probably going to see a lot of different packages rolling out there, right? Just like we did with Carroll College, to be able to confuse, right? And that was the one thing, he was 6 of 16, couldn't get the ball off, couldn't get it downfield. No. But at the same time, you're dealing with, they want to run counter, they want to run power, they want to run, they want to run the ball just like us to set up some other things, right? So again, I think it's going to be a heck of a matchup, our defense versus their offense, right? To be able to, and it's going to come down to who blocks better and who tackles, right? And we got to make some plays, obviously, right? Get it flustered a little bit and be able to go in there and be able to do what we do, right? That's playing fast, free, and fearless, all right? And that's one of the main things.
Yeah. So in the locker room, like, I like to ask this question to end it. What are you telling the guys coming off of a 14-6 loss, homecoming, but a game where we played really well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens. Half the teams in the country lose. Half the teams every Saturday lose, right? How are you going to respond? What I responded with, we're coming right back to work the next day. We were in meetings at 9 o'clock. We went from meetings at 9 o'clock to lifting weights. We come back and practiced at 1 o'clock. And we had a big opportunity this week with a bye week, right? Hey, let's heal up a little bit, but let's remember the 3.5 quarters where you had an absolute ball out there, right? Come back and be ready to go to work, because I can control a couple things. I can control my work ethic, and I can control my attitude. If you got a bad attitude, see you later. If you want to sack your bats, see you later. Because guess what? Just like I stood up in the team meeting, nobody else spoke. I'm not sacking my bats. That's never going to happen, right? And I got a bunch of loyal guys on this football program that are going to go to work. They're going to do the right thing. And because guess what? We're learning a lot about ourselves as we go through tough times in life. And I think that's one of the biggest messages that I can send them. This isn't my first time losing. I promise you that, right? Not at this university, not at the other 5 universities I've been at, right? But guess what? We will rise again. And again, it's that unwavering belief that I talk about all the time, right? You can carry yourself and you can have people feel sorry for you. You can listen to the noise out there. No. The only thing that will fix this issue is a commitment to get back to work, a commitment and a belief and have them the support that it's going to take. And that's what those kids need. They need somebody to kick them in the butt and tell them to get going, right?
Yeah.
This is your play to make. You will make that play the next time, right? I can dog cuss anybody I want to, right? That's not how I choose to do it. I choose to go in there and hold them accountable and show them the commitment that it takes on a daily basis, right? To come in here and do your job, right? Because at the end of the day, it says it in the locker room. Just do your job and do it to the best of your ability. And if that's the best you got, that's all it's ever going to take.
Right. Eastern Oregon, Tim Camp, EOU football. And I'm Dodzy. Coach Camp, I appreciate you.
Let's go. Mount up, baby.
Let's go. We got a bye week, and then we're looking at C of I on the road on the 28th. That's a big game for us. This EOU football team just keeps getting better. LHS football this Friday, Pendleton at home, 7 p.m., Community Stadium, right here, live on the EOAlive network. It's homecoming, so get up there and support your Tigers. None of this is possible without Hobby Habit. Hobby Habit in LeGrand, man, 411 First Street. Go see Joe and his team. They have everything for your hobby needs. Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. Eastern Oregon, that's all I got on a Tuesday. I appreciate you. I'm Dodzy, and I'm out.